Just this week, Justin, our Premier of Canada, just announced he's going to get into designing homes. He's going to create over 50 different home designs for us here in Canada. I can't be more ecstatic as a real estate agent. I can't wait to see what he builds. It'll probably be some sort of modular build with bunk beds automatically built into the home. And I don't know if we should be spending our tax money. I think there's other things in the world that we should be working on right now. But in this video, we're going to go over the 2024 Canada's federal budget. So if you haven't heard already, you probably have heard. By the time this comes out there, on Tuesday of this week, April 16th, they announced the federal budget and what it looks like. And we're going to go on how it's going to impact on the housing market and the potential impact that it's going to have. And there is some irony in this budget, I find anyways. Hey, everybody, it's Mark here with Selling Kelowna Real Estate Group. And if you're looking to buy, sell, invest here in the Okanagan, whatever you're looking to do, we have your back. If you haven't done it already, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos of living in Kelowna. All right, so let's just jump right into it. The real estate market is a little bit sluggish at the moment, you could say, with the high interest rates. Everybody seems like buyers, it seems like there's pent up demand. We're bringing in over 1.5 million people a year to Canada. So there's a lot of people that need housing, but we don't have the place to put them. And so that's an opportunity where we're looking to get into this marketplace. So we don't have anywhere to put all the people living here. And Justin just announced he's going to create 50 different home builds for people to use. So on the housing side of things, this design is, I don't know if it's trying to fast track it or what the purpose of this is. We don't have no idea what the stipulations, what they're going to do. If they're going to be modular homes, probably, maybe some sort, and then he's going to find a friend to be able to build it. And he'll also find another friend that will actually put it on your land. And at the end of the day, it's still going to cost you probably as much as what it would be just to do your own design, because we all know the federal government isn't maybe the most efficient organization, and maybe they don't do the things the most practical either. But that aside, let's get into the other aspects of the federal budget. I just thought that was initial irony that we're going to get into, and we're also going to get in a little bit more irony, and let's just kick it off with this irony just because I don't know where else to start. But let's look at the capital gains tax. All right, so they're extending the capital gains tax, which I don't agree with it at all. Capital gains, they're extending it to increase over 250,000. So if you make a gain over 250,000, they're going to increase your capital gains potential amount. So what government of Canada is essentially saying is quit producing. Don't create something great in our country. We're not going to create anything great in our country because we're just going to get taxed on it. Why create that additional $250,000, $500,000, $1 million worth of value, whether it be a company, whether it be an investment portfolio, whatever that would be. Maybe it's a product and you sell it, you're gonna end up paying capital gains tax additional on it. So what is the point of it? It's really going to hurt the economy. Don't we want to have people, businesses living, working, creating more, and making Canada is known as one of the forefronts of pioneering and generating income that is, and companies that want to make people and that employ more and more people that are wanting to build these companies. They're already paying enough taxes on their capital gains, on their income tax, everything else, other taxes that they're paying, carbon tax, something there. So we're getting taxed already, and everything just increasing the capital gains tax. Probably everybody's going to be taxed about, everybody's getting taxed about 70% once you filter out all the taxes, depending on what province you live in. Some provinces like BC have higher taxes than other provinces like Alberta. So something to look into with the capital gains. And I find this a little bit ironic because part of their additional program and what they have increased in this budget is they are providing $100 million to allocate to develop homes above shops and businesses in densely populated urban areas to promote urban density. So that triggers the housing side of things. But when you look at it on the tax side of things, what if that one person that built that thing above the shop or business, which would factor into the capital gains tax because it's not a primary residence, is going to then now pay taxes on it if they want to exit, or maybe they want to retire, or maybe they have another big idea and they want to sell it so they can pursue another idea. They're going to pay capital gains tax on it. So instead of allocating $100 million to as part of a loan program, why not encourage it on the taking the taxes away? Anyways, enough about the capital gains tax. I know I digress, and I've been on that since we started this conversation. But if you are getting any value, enjoying it, or anything like that, please subscribe. Do all that fun stuff that helps me know if you like it or not. So comment. What are your thoughts on the Canada budget as well? Because this is interesting. But let's break it down, and now let's get it right into the nuts and bolts here. For homeowners, there are some good things. So they're moving some 30-year amortization periods for 30-year insured mortgages on a brand new home. So it's really going to take first-time home buyers. That's a criteria you have to hit, first-time home buyers. And you also have to be purchasing a new build. So there's two kind of builds. I don't know how many first-time new build home buyers there's out there, but you can do a 30-year mortgage. Speaking of that, I do have some new builds, townhomes in Kelowna here, that would factor into this. So if you are looking to get a 30-year insured mortgage, I have some product here. So reach out, give us a call, text message, whatever you need to do. I can get you a 30-year mortgage. You can thank me later. They are also increasing the tax-free home savings account. So what does that mean? So you're going to get up to $40,000 per person can be saved tax-free to accumulate home buyers for the down payment. All right. So they're just increasing the thresholds. That's been available for a number of years. They're just increasing the different thresholds. There's a first-time home buyer tax credit. They're going to increase it to $1,500. So there you go. So you can get a 30-year 30-year insured mortgage with tax-free home savings account, which you could use for the down payment. And you can also get a tax credit of $1,500, all for first-time home buyers. So good job, first-time home buyers. There's a lot of good opportunities here. But seriously, I say that jokingly, but seriously, I mean, anything helps, I guess. It's nothing. I don't think that's going to maybe make or break. The 30-year mortgage might help people get into the market, but we're also at the end of the day, hey, anything helps. Secondary sweep loan program. This is another one for homeowners where people can take advantage of it. It's similar to what the BC Build is doing. BC, get into it a little bit later, but Government of Canada is taking over a little bit of what BC government had done with the BC Builds and Canada Builds new program. There's a secondary loan program where homeowners can access up to $40,000 in low interest loans to add secondary suites to their homes. So they're essentially going to enhance a property's value, generate rental income to help homeowners out. But then back to one of the first points, they're also going to charge you capital gains on it if you end up selling it or making a profit. I see what they're doing here. Okay, it's starting to make sense. As we go through investors, they're all investors. This is a good one for the investors or builder developers. If you do build a purpose-built rental building, they are removing GST on it. So they're actually taking a tax away for people that are building purpose-built rentals. Just don't go and sell that one, because you'll pay extra tax on it. So they're going to remove GST for you to build it and complete it, but you're going to pay more in taxes when you go to sell it. I don't know why I'm just stuck on the taxes, but maybe it's because I live in BC and there's lots of taxes. For home builders and real estate developers, there are some good opportunities. They're really trying to create the increase in supply initiative. They're going to use public lands for housing and converting underused federal offices into homes, creating more than opportunities in construction. In the budget, the Government of Canada does know that the federal government is the largest landholder in Canada, which makes sense, but they are one of the ones. So they are offering up some land to be able to give to developers to create higher density. They're going to lease it out. What that would look like is a lease out. I don't know the specific details because I don't know if I'd want to have the landlord, Justin, as my landlord on it. He'll probably tax me if I did build it. eventually find a way to tax me on it, but that's a good initiative where they're going to take some underutilized buildings and locations and create more opportunities for construction projects, which is a great opportunity. Housing supply is the issue. It has been, always will be the issue to the housing prices. So you can't bring in 1.5 million people a year and not have supply opportunities. Finally, 3 years later, they're looking to increase the supply. A little too late, I'd say, but next best time to start is now, right? The Canada Build program, this is going to provide federal funding. So this is what is mentioned a little bit earlier, is there is federal funding that they're going to be similar to the BC Build, but they're going to provide federal funding to increase rental housing supply across the country in collaboration with the provinces and territories. So there's a number of different opportunities there. We've touched on the $100 million to develop homes and shops above businesses. There are also program reforms, so including extended loan terms and eligibility, different types of housing, like for students, seniors, along with portfolio approach for multiple project advancements. So they are essentially making it a little bit affordable to get to finance. So they're going to extend loan terms, which would be amortization. Maybe the CMHC will insure or provide the funding themselves. I've seen that different structure, and just change the eligibility. Something good there where it'll just make things a little bit easier for builds to happen, larger projects to happen and get underway. There's other factors in it. The rental support and tenant protection, there are going to create, like the Canadian Renters Bill of Rights and enhancements for mortgage qualification processes, will definitely benefit the broader rental community by improving renters' rights and their ability to transition to home ownership. So that's a good opportunity to help protect renters' rights. One concern I do have with this, if BC is already heavily regulated on the rental rights, so that is another thing that I just hope we don't go too far in the pendulum to supporting rental rights, because we also need long-term rentals. And if you are in British Columbia, we have a shortage of long-term rentals. Everybody had moved it to short-term rentals, and then they banned short-term rentals, and now people are trying to get out of being a landlord. And the main reason why a lot of people are looking to get out of it is because there are no rights as a landlord. I'm just concerned with this rental support. I do believe renters do need rights and they shouldn't be taken advantage of. However, there are a number of rentals, and the landlords are the ones taking the risk. They're risking their family's future. They're risking their kids' education on a renter paying. And so if we give renters too many rights, they might take advantage of these landlords, and soon there's going to be no more landlords. People can't afford homes because you can only get a 30-year insured mortgage on a brand new build, and maybe that might be rolled out into used homes if it was built by Justin Trudeau. But the Housing Design and Data Initiative, so there are, going back to one of the earlier points again, is there are creating 50 different designs for housing in the Canada. So Justin is going to create a design catalog. Can't wait for this first edition to come out. I would love to see all these designs that they do come out with, and data modernization to streamline building processes and enhance market analysis. It's great to provide different initiatives, different housing designs and everything like that, but at the end of the day, it should be the consumer that decides it. I don't think we should be told by Ottawa what we should be building in British Columbia, but I am a West Coaster and not on the East Coast, and so I don't know. I can't speak for the rest of the province, I'm only speaking for myself. I just do not think that's going to be the most efficient use of our time, money for our leaders. So I digress. If you do have any other questions, those are my key takeaways from the federal budget from April 16th. Big happenings happening. So June 25th, you need to sell a property or not to be subject by that capital gains tax. So there's not a whole lot of lead time, especially if you're trying to sell something to get that profit, but it would if you're selling a property, it'd have to close before June 24th, I believe it is. And because it is now in effect on June 25th. So if you do have questions on it, reach out in the comments. Let me know your questions. Give me a call, text message, email. If you get any value out of this, please subscribe to the channel. Love to hear your feedback. Thank you.